Hi everyone, and welcome to Kang at New York. Last week, we talked about spring rolls, and many of you loved that video. So today, I'd like to explore its crunchy cousin, egg roll. If you've ever ordered Chinese takeout in America, you've almost certainly had one of these, crispy, golden, and absolutely delicious, the New York egg roll. But unlike the spring roll, this version was not born in China. It was invented and popularized in New York City. Today, we're going to unwrap the surprising and delicious history of the American Chinese egg roll. Our story begins in the early 20th century in New York. The spring roll has a long tradition in Chinese cuisine, but the version we know as the egg roll is a distinctly Chinese American adaptation, bigger, heartier, and fried in a bubbly, thicker wrapper. There are conflicting claims about who first invented it in New York. Two chefs often cited are Henry Low and Lum Fong. Let's start with Henry Low. He was the head chef at the Port Arthur restaurant in NYC in the 1920s and 1930s. In 1938, he published a cookbook called Cook at Home in Chinese, which includes a recipe he called chungen, often interpreted as an egg roll style dish. Some food historians credit him as one of the inventors of the egg roll. But there is another strong contender, Lum Fong. Lum Fong operated restaurants in NYC, notably one on Canal Street, 220 Canal, and another on West 52nd Street. He is often credited with introducing egg and shrimp roll to American diners. In 1934, a newspaper menu mention refers to a lobster egg roll at Lum Fong's restaurant. Over time, newspapers in and outside New York began attributing the origin of the egg roll to Lum Fong. Because the historical record is ambiguous, many scholars now treat the egg roll's origin as disputed. So that leads to our big question. Why is it called an egg roll when most modern egg rolls do not have much egg in the filling? One theory is that the name comes from a dish called danjuan, literally egg roll, in which fillings were wrapped in a thin egg omelet layer, not in dough. Some suggest the word egg was used because the wrapper sometimes included egg to strengthen it. Unlike the light and delicate Chinese spring roll, the New York egg roll was made bigger, crispier, and heartier, a perfect fit for American taste buds. And while no one knows for sure who invented it, chefs like Lum Fong and Henry Low both claimed credit. What's certain is that it was born in New York, and it became an icon of American Chinese cuisine. Today, the egg roll has gone far beyond its Chinatown roots. You'll find versions filled with avocado, cheesesteak, even dessert fillings. So next time you bite into that golden crunch, remember, you're not just eating an appetizer, you're tasting a little piece of New York history. Thanks for watching Kang at New York. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.